I want to make sure I don't miss any. Look at these Barbados cherries, guys. Look at these. Look at these. Hey everyone, back here from Pat here. Welcome to Summer Tour 2024. Guys, it's amazing the growth that we've had in the garden over the past 2 months. The rainy season started a few weeks ago and the garden just literally exploded. Anyway, let's walk through the garden and I'll show you some of the changes that have taken place. Right here, you can start off with my island. Guys, all the flowers, everything, all the orchids, everything have really been coming up and blooming. My dancing lady flowers over there are in full bloom. And for the very first time, we have banana fruit on these I think there's some kind of Chinese banana. As a matter of fact, these bananas look like they're just about ready. So this one has taken the longest to fruit, but finally we have fruit. These amaryllis have been in bloom literally since Easter. We had several blooms over the Easter holidays. This is probably like the fourth time this patch of amaryllis has bloomed since Easter. Over there, I know I've had several videos about my lobster claw plants. They have been doing extremely well. That is a very unique plant. It's usually found mainly in the islands, but right here in backyard farm, we have our lobster claw plants. Anyway, let's walk through and see what is actually fruiting. So over here, I have a little tree. This was a seedling that I planted last year. It was struggling for a bit, but as you can see, it has actually caught up with me. Ooh, I think it has actually passed me in height. So this is a soursop tree. No blossoms yet, it's still young, but hopefully next year we're gonna get some soursop. Then over here, we have my white Thai guava tree. This is also a first-time fruiter. We have fruit all over the different branches. This also started off like a small seedling. I believe a year and a half ago I planted it, and now I'm going to be tasting the white Thai guava for the first time. Right below it, guys, you'll see several months ago I did a video on planting June plums from seed. These are a couple of the seedlings that are left over. These are dwarf June plums. I'm going to actually plant these throughout the garden because, hey, you can't never have too many June plums. All right, so as we move along here, on this side, we have all my different hog plums. I have yellow coat, and red coat hog plums. We got dozens of hog plums this year off our yellow coat plums. And over here, we have the red coat. We literally had dozens of red coat plums. This was also the first year that we got any plums, and it was really great. I literally almost chopped the red coat plum tree down because the year before we got no plums, but thank God I didn't because we had tons of plums. As a matter of fact, one of my sons and his girlfriend came over and raided the plum tree yesterday. So they were small because there were so many plums. We literally had, I would say on this tree, we probably had 100 plums or more than 100 plums. So they're kind of small because they were really close together, but really delicious. On this side here, so good. On this side here, we have our bride's bouquet flowers planted from cotton. We have a June plum tree. Usually this is laden with plums. Right now we only have a few June plums going, but you know, it will come back. Back there, this is like the third or fourth time I've planted pumpkins. We've been having a issue with the moths and the little caterpillars eating the pumpkins down. So I keep sticking seeds in there. Hopefully we'll get some pumpkins soon. Then guys, as you come over here, you can see these are all cassava plants. These cassava are actually all ready to be harvested. I chopped them all the way down to the ground several times, selling the sticks on Etsy, and each time they come right back. But with the good thing about cassava, you don't have to harvest it right away. It can be fine in the ground a year, 2 years. It'll still be ready for me. So because I have so much cassava from last year still in the freezer, what I'm going to do is just leave it in the ground till I'm ready to harvest. Then right here, I have another soursop tree that it really was struggling. Recently, I chopped the chaya back to give the soursop more room to grow. You can see now it has very, very healthy leaves. Soursop had a problem with some leaf spot disease, and as you can see, it looks really, really good now. I used a little bit of sulfur, wettable sulfur on the soursop trees, and it seems to have worked because this is looking really good. Then right beside it, you have the chaya. This had grown to probably 20 feet tall. I just did a drastic chop back to give the soursop and my beautiful East Indian mango space. Woo, guys! Oh my gosh, an East Indian mango fell off. All right, let's check this out. Ooh, wee! Look at this absolute beauty. This just fell off, and oh my gosh, it smells amazing. This is what a tree ripened East Indian mango looks like, guys. So the East Indian mangoes are doing extremely well, as you can see. Let me just check and see if any more are ready. Oh, this one looks like it's almost ready. Oh, this one is almost ready. This is gonna be ready in a few days. But guys, literally, I have to sprinkle. I brought this cayenne pepper out because I have to sprinkle some cayenne pepper on these bags. Can you believe yesterday I literally saw a squirrel standing under my other tree holding onto the bags and pulling. As a matter of fact, look here. What is this? Oh, these are no good. These fell off. But literally the squirrel was under the bag holding the bag and pulling the mangoes on my cherry mango. So I'm gonna get the cherry mango also when I go through to make sure that they don't get them. Anyway, as we move on, let me see if I have any more plums on here. I think we're just about the end of the plums. I have a few plums on the yellow coat, a few green ones here, but we've been hitting these plums pretty hard. We've been hitting these plum trees pretty hard. Everybody's gotten plums. So guys, here are my papaya trees. They have sprung back nicely. I had to treat them for leaf spot last year. I had to break off all the leaves and treat them for a series of weeks. Right now they look good. I do see some leaf spots appearing at one of the papayas on the other side, so I'm probably going to come back through here and treat it. And then underneath it we have Okinawan spinach here. Of course, here I have my bayrum tree, and then my moringas that are doing extremely well. This is the first year, guys, that I've had seed pods. If you look up there, you see all those long things hanging. Those are actually the seed pods. So what I'm going to do is dry the seed pods and save the seeds so I can plant more moringa trees. The seed pods are also edible. Seeds are edible. If the seed pods are green, you can actually cut them up and cook them down just like how you'd eat beans. You can actually eat the seed pods. Then here I have my avocado tree, no fruit yet. When you see me standing beside these trees, guys, you remember these little seedlings. These were all seedlings less than 2.5 years ago. The entire garden, the oldest plant is 2.5 years ago. And when you watch me, when you see me against the banana trees, oh my goodness, the banana trees, we forgot. All the bananas are doing amazing, as you can see. We've eaten several fruit from different banana trees. We have my first planting tree right here. We have several banana suckers back there. Guys, this is a serious food forest. Over on this side, we have my sweet sop tree. And again, guys, these were little seedlings on the last few videos. You can see even just the past 2 months since the rain has started, you can see how much bigger these trees are. If you look over here on this side, let me see. I just did a video on showing you how to hand pollinate sweet sop, and guys, or sugar apple. And guys, look at this. All these successful sugar apples were hand pollinated. So we're going to be eating some good sweet sop this year. I wanted to make sure I hand pollinated to make sure we had sweet sop to eat. Then look here, guys. I am so proud of this. Look at this on the ground. These are limes, and they are key limes. So they're not going to get much bigger. These are actually ready to eat. But you can see I have several limes. I think I need to harvest some. I see something try to get one of the limes, but I have several limes on here. This side is Myers lemon. Ooh, maybe, let me see. No, this is the lime side. I don't see any Myers lemon yet. Oh, yes, I have one Myers lemon. One little tiny Myers lemon here. So this is my little citrus patch with my Myers lemon and my key limes. Here we have figs. There were 3 figs. The figs basically exploded and or something ate them, but I came one day and half were gone and then the others just exploded. But oh my goodness, come closer. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I'm still eating the plums. But guys, look at this. Look at this. I should have brought, look like I need something to harvest things. Harvest all this fruit. Guys, look at these Barbados cherries. Let me spit the plum out so I have. Guys, look at these beautiful Barbados cherries. I want to make sure I don't miss any. Look at these Barbados cherries, guys. Look at these. Look at these. Oh my goodness. Insects, aphids and mealybugs had destroyed most of the blossoms, but some escaped. Oops. Some actually survived. And you can see, guys, look at this. We have to make sure we don't waste any of these delicious, precious. Let's try one. Hold on. Let me. Let's try one of these cherries. So sweet. Barbados cherries have these little wrinkle seeds. Here's what the seeds look like. Here's what the seeds look like in a Barbados cherry. Has these 3 seeds. Guys, did you know Barbados cherries, pound for pound, has 70 times more vitamin C than an orange? Can't get any better than that, and they are so delicious. I'm gonna write this down and we'll continue our tour. The cherry trees pushing out another flush of blossoms. I literally lost thousands of little tiny fruit because of the aphids and mealybugs, and I do see ants on here again. So I'm gonna come through and spray the tree again with some neem oil to make sure that I don't lose this new flush of blossoms that are now coming through. All right, so on this side, I have a little blackie mango back here that I just planted. Guys, you can see it's all weeds. All back here, these are the cassava sticks that I put in the ground, but literally the weeds are taller than the. Here I have Mexican sunflowers. These basically just popped up from seeds. You can see this is where you take the dried flower. This is where the seeds are. So these literally popped up from seeds. I definitely don't want it to overtake, but Mexican sunflower is an excellent chop and drop. So I literally just break it and drop it by my banana roots. Speaking of bananas, guys, here are my Boro bananas. They're doing really well. This is my first time getting fruit from Boro bananas. But as you can see here, I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 small suckers coming up, plus another one that's probably ready to fruit soon. Here I have my OTET apple. This lost all its leaves during the severe drought that we had, but as you can see, the leaves, fresh leaves are coming back. We have more banana, and here again is another Barbados cherry. This is another first-time fruiter. These fruit are extremely small. We've gotten probably 2 dozen. This is unusually small. But this is the size of the fruit that we've been getting from this one. I think also because of the severe drought we had, but they are very, very sweet. Cameraman, you can have one. Very, very good. Here is my Vicks plant, and I'm just gonna rub some on my leg because I'm getting chewed alive. Then here are some more, but oh, look! Oh, guys, another banana flower. So all of these different banana patches are different kinds of bananas. Most of them, I do not know what the name is. Boro is probably the only one I know, and the plantain. But here is what a banana flower looks like. So I'm about to get another bunch of bananas. The first one that bore from this banana circle gave me an 8-hand bunch of bananas. I believe there were like 96 to 100 bananas on one bunch. So that was really exciting. Then here I have my naseberries, or some people call it, some countries call it sapodillo. So here's what it looks like. The last time I had naseberries, the squirrels came and ate them all off. I had naseberries all over. You can see I have a whole bunch here. Then I had probably 10 times more naseberries on here, but the severe drought caused them all to fall off. I'm just going to sprinkle a little, I'll come back in later, but I just want to sprinkle a little bit of cayenne pepper on here, because these squirrels literally, when they're this size, they start. And as you can see, I have lots of naseberries, and I love me some naseberries. So I want to make sure we keep the squirrels away. I have my pineapple patch back here. I have my very first pineapple on here that is still really small, but you can see there, I have my pineapple. Guys, as you can see, I desperately need help with the weeds. I try to keep up, but it's just so much. My Joseph coat. I have my my ever-bearing mulberries here, and you can see it has a whole new flush of mulberries, all these little tiny things here. It has a new flush of mulberries. They're pretty small right now, but you know, as the tree gets more water and more nutrients, the mulberries should get bigger. Then here is where I saw that culprit, that squirrel, holding onto my mango bag and pulling it down. This is my cherry mango tree. I still have, I believe, 15 mangoes in all on here. What I try to do is come in from time to time and squeeze the mangoes. The mangoes are still pretty small. Let me show you what they look like. So the mangoes are still pretty small, and that's because when we got the first flush of mangoes, all the mangoes literally fell off because it was so dry. The drought was so severe, guys, that it couldn't hold any fruit. So this is the second flush of mangoes. That's why they're all still green. So when everybody's mangoes are done, I would just be starting to eat my mangoes. I've had one cherry mango so far, and I did do that video showing you, but we have 15, 16 mangoes in all. And I think I need to check that bag. That's where the squirrels were pulling yesterday. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little cayenne pepper on some of these bags in case Mr. or Mrs. Squirrel comes back. So these yellow bags are really good. They are on pretty tight, so they weren't able to get to it. But guys, look at the size of these trees. Look at the size of these trees. You remember when I planted these were like tiny little trees. Let's drop a little cayenne pepper. All right, so a papaya. This was a tiny seedling. You guys remember when I planted it? Papaya, different flowers. I have my tuna back here. My comfrey, which you guys know I make my comfrey salve. I'm now making comfrey salve with frankincense. Frankincense is really good for nerve pain. So whereas comfrey helps a lot of arthritis and other pain, the frankincense helps with nerve pain and other, as well as regular pain. All right, so over here is my Bombay Julie mango tree, another first time bearer. But guys, look at the size of this tree. Look at my height and look how big this tree is now. These are all the little trees that I planted 2.5 years ago. And these are it's the first time, another first time fruit. Let's take a look at these. This one looks like it's about ready, but it's still very hard. But guys, this is what the fruit looks like. You can see it's getting ripe. You see the yellow coming through. So I think this is gonna be ready soon, but I'm gonna tie the bag around it tight. I'm gonna sprinkle some cayenne pepper in it and make sure that me and my husband check in on this tree. So this is the first time fruit, and we have 3 fruit. Here we have more comfrey.
Hey guys, just taking a real quick break to say thank you guys so much. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Can you believe it? And I could not do it without you, and I thank you. I wanted you to know that I'm also on TikTok. I would love for you to follow me on TikTok. I'm Backyard Farmer Pat on TikTok. All right, back to the tour.
We have my coral plant, which is absolutely beautiful. Look at these leaves. This had gotten leaf spot from this papaya last year. The papaya was huge. It had leaf spots. All the leaves had fallen off. It was just a skeleton, but thank God I didn't cut it down because it's coming back and it has flowers and it has lots of seed pods. Back there, I have my muscadine grape. First time growing muscadines. I had a bumper crop of my green grapes this year, so I'm hoping that my muscadines will do great next year. And here, guys, is a famous papaya tree that I did the big chop on. If you look in here, you can see where I chopped the tree all the way down. This tree was probably 20 feet in the air. I chopped it. You see this block that I put on it? And all of these branches, guys. Remember I told you, once you chop the top, you get multiple branches. So look at all these branches that have come and that have papayas. So I have multiple branches on here and each branch has its own papayas. What I plan on doing though, I'm going to chop all these lower branches. You can see the leaf spot disease is coming on some of the lower branches. I'm going to come back in, chop all these lower branches and just leave the top where I can actually spray. The good thing about this is now I can reach all the fruit again, whereas the fruit were 20 feet in the air, and I can keep better control as to controlling the leaf spot. Underneath this, I know you can't tell it, guys, but yes, this is longevity spinach. I know several of you have asked for longevity spinach. I wasn't selling it this year because of the leaf spot. I had leaf spot on the longevity spinach. Now it's completely green and healthy, so I'm definitely going to keep this under control, so I'll have my longevity spinach. Over here, don't have a lot to show. We have my Cuban oregano, which I'm about to chop back because as you can see, it's huge. I chopped back more than a half of it. It's coming right back. I think I'm about to remove it completely, stick it in pots, and then it's way more than I can eat. So I'm going to probably stick it in pots. And so all of this, guys, these are zinnias that dropped seed and popped up again. As you can see, most of my beds are clear because it was just with the heat and everything. I just cleared everything out. I'm going to replant in the summer. Over there, I have different Seminole pumpkins, peppers, Seminole pumpkins. My cayenne peppers are still doing really well. Some of these string beans just basically reseeded themselves from last year. And then look at that, guys. This is my ackee tree. This is my ackee tree, guys. Yes, the ackee tree that was a little seedling is massive. We have more sunflowers. We have star fruit. Everything is just wonderful. My girls are doing really well. They have a new house, but I'll do a separate video on that. My pimento tree is amazing. And over here, guys, I've been eating tons and tons and tons of my favorite okra in the world, Clemson's pineless okra. This just fruits and fruits and fruits, and I just never get it. I can't get enough of my okra. All these, guys, my new flower for the year, Cosmos. This has been blooming for the past 2 or 3 months. It hasn't stopped blooming. Then over here, guys, first time fruit are also long gone. So this is a cousin to the lychee. And oh, you know what? I just realized I didn't show you guys my my hog plum cuttings that I had planted. I'll go back and show you, but those are the additional hog plum cuttings that I have kept in pots. But anyway, back to my long gone, guys. Look at this. First time fruits, and I have tons of long gone on this tiny, tiny tree. Over here, some pumpkins that I stuck in the ground. Here I have my Indian jujube, and then here is my white, my green grapes or my white grapes that I planted, and I got probably about six to 8 bunches of grapes. Then, guys, this is one of the trees that I'm most proud of, that I talk about all the time, my pink Mexican guava. So I have loads of fruit. This is the 4th time for the year that it's fruiting. These fruit will probably be ready in another month or 2. But you can see my size compared to the size of this tree. Look at that. Wow. Then, guys, look here. Can you believe, look at this. This is a cassava stick that I had literally rested a stick on the ground. I got an order. I had an extra stick. I dropped it on the ground, and this is one cassava stick that has grown into this huge plant. So, you know, I have a ton of cassava that's growing under here that I didn't even plant. I literally just rested the stick on the ground. That's the thing about cassava and chaya and these cuttings. You just literally don't have to plant them. You rest them on the ground and they're there. All right. So over here, guys, this is some more banana trees. These are my favorite bananas for eating green. And then, guys, of course, my rosemary. This is what I use to make. I use a lot of rosemary, guys. My hair products, my hair oils. You know, you can't get enough of rosemary. All right, let's check out the front yard real quick before it gets dark. It's getting dark. This side, we just have flowering trees. Have my pomegranate that's growing nicely. My peach trees, some more vervain, another peach. This one was loaded. This is the Tropic Beauty peach. I probably got 30 peaches off this year, so I'm probably gonna trim it here because I want to keep it small, but definitely a winner, Tropic Beauty peach. That it's basically hasn't grown much, but you can see every season it pushes out leaves. Not much growth, but it does have some new leaves. So I'm hoping that, who knows, maybe next year we'll get some flowers, get some some blossoms and some fruit. And then along here, guys, these are all the flowering plants that I planted, what, 2 months ago. You can see how they're doing. In the front, along the front, we have our frangipani, and these are constantly blooming throughout the summer, so I'm very happy about that. Here I have my Rollinia, which I did a video just about a week ago, showing you how the Rollinia blossoms have become flowers. So this is really, really a great tree. Then over here, these are all my babies. Most of these were planted last year, so they're about a year old. So this is my achacha, which hasn't grown much. The leaves fell off. The leaves are just coming back. My jackfruit has grown. This was a jackfruit seedling, guys. Everything is growing. This is my jackfruit seedling. This is my my Pakistani mulberry. Hasn't fruited in a few months, but you can see lots of growth. Then over here is my Super Julie mango, which I will definitely have mangoes next year. This actually had 6 mangoes this year. They got to be maybe the size of a quarter. They fell off. As you can see, all this is new growth. So I'm planning on eating some of these mangoes. Back here we have 3 coconuts that they're about 2 years old. They grow pretty slowly. Here we have mango. We have a couple elderberries. We have some bougainvillea. And we have a cocoa plum. So one thing I want to show you real quick, that's my cocoa plum right there. One thing I want to show you real quick, my sweetheart mango. My sweetheart mango, you see the size now. It started off right here. All this is new growth. So I just want you to see the size now, so that next year when it's here, you can remember this is where it was this year. Everything here has been growing really nicely. My sweetheart mango. This is what I wanted to tell you guys about. Can you believe that these are the cuttings that I just planted, what, a month ago? I'll put the time on there, but maybe a month, maybe 2 months at most. Look at the size of these cuttings, guys. This is the tree I did with my yellow coat, red coat, and orange coat plums. And by the way, it turns out that the orange coat is really a red coat. My sister actually allowed the plums to stay on the tree longer, and they are red coat. But it's 2 different species of red coat. But I wanted to show you guys in the short time my trio of yellow coat and the 2 red coats. The 2 different kinds of red coats are doing extremely well. Already up to my hip. Did I show you this one here? No. This one here is the smaller of my 2 akis. This also was a very small seedling, and as you can see, this is the smaller of the 2. When you compare it to the other aki that is way up in the air, this one was actually the bigger aki. But that's why sometimes you might get a little seedling and you say, oh, this is too small. That one was a tiny seedling. This one was a bigger one, and now that one is like probably 3 times the height, and I've cut it back twice. And then finally, I want to show you this is my white Mexican guava. I finally found the type. I call it, my first video, I had these massive guavas. I called it special guava. I didn't know what it was, but it's a white Mexican guava. So I have the white Thai guava on that side. This is a white Mexican guava. All the leaves were off it. As you can see, the leaves are back. Something is eating the leaves. I haven't been able to figure out what it is yet. I haven't seen any bugs, but I have all these holes in the leaves. So I'm hoping to get some blossoms soon because this guava is really special. It's very big, white on the inside and very creamy. I'm really curious to compare it to the white Thai guava. But this normally fruits later in the year, so I suspect I'm going to be getting some guavas. Guys, I just want to show you my dancing ladies. Woo! And I just want to say once more, guys, that all these videos are to encourage you guys. I've lived here 2.5 years. I haven't lived here 20 years, and you've seen how much food I've grown and how much beauty is there. So this is to encourage you. If I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing special about me. I don't have any special gardening degree or any special green thumb. I just love to plant, and we all can plant some food. We can all plant a seed or plant a tree, plant a fruit tree, plant some plant starts, some veggie starts. We can plant something and grow our own food today, guys. Let's do it together. Till next time. Bye now. Oh, the